I would have to say you do have some choice about where your kids spend their time, and part of that is if they're going to spend their time under your roof, and part of the determining factor in that is if your door is open to the kids that they want to hang with. And it can be an awesome thing to be able to have that opportunity to have your kids' friends close by. And it would be a really good experience, I think, to be able to open up your home on a regular basis. It doesn't have to be anything fantastic or expensive. You can host a whole bunch of teenagers for and and even feed them for a low cost. And you can look at the 86 donuts and 86 holes recipe if you want to make homemade donuts, or you can do the French bread thing, or there's a multitude of things that you can do. One bag of potatoes and a bottle of vegetable oil would produce an enormous amount of fries for almost nothing, and you could have a big fry party, or you could do onion rings for next to nothing and have an onion ring party. We could, oh, the possibilities are endless, really. With 99-cent fast food, you can even foot that bill, and you can get pizzas for $5 or $6 a piece. You could even foot that bill occasionally, or let the kids toss in a couple of bucks and have that opportunity to, but really do have some input as to how much time the kids will want to spend under your roof. And I don't even think it's really that much of an issue. I'm a pretty straight-laced kind of person, and I don't think that the standards are even that much of an issue if you just tenderly, kindly explain the standards, of behavior in your home. But just being really, really welcoming to having your kids' friends around. I think that I'm going to have to roll the curfew thing in here with this too, because this is something I feel very, very strongly about there. I have said on multiple occasions that the one thing I don't ever want to do is stand over a casket of any of the young people that I have been familiar with over the years. And I'm sure you feel the same way about your young people. I'm positive that you do. I think it's really, really important that the kids have some kind of a curfew. That I remember hearing people say nothing good happens after midnight. It doesn't mean the kids have to be home by midnight. In the state that we live in, they do have to be off the roads by midnight until they reach a certain age, because they found that the statistics are just horrendous for traffic deaths, just horrendous for teenagers and traffic deaths. And so statistically speaking, they found out that keeping the less experienced drivers off the road, younger drivers off the road after midnight, yielded fewer deaths. So that was just an open and shut case with statistically where that was concerned. Um, a lot of kids don't have curfews. A lot of kids don't have curfews. You ask them when they have to be home. See what they tell you. Um, I don't understand that exactly. I don't understand. Um, Not some kind of a curfew. If it gets to be a certain time of night, you really want your teenagers, I would think, to either be home or be off the roads for the night. Either stay where you're at, spend the night where you are, or come home. And I think I don't know what the I don't know what the laws are in other places, but I think it's 2 o'clock is the time when they stop serving alcohol in the bars. If that's the case in your state, you really don't want your teenager on the road at 2 o'clock or 2:15 or 2:30 or quarter to three. You really do not want your kids out on the road at that time of night. So my unsolicited suggestion is that they need to have a curfew of some sort. Um, the earlier the better. I would think, between 12:30 and 1 o'clock at the very latest on most occasions. And there's going to be times that that's not going to be practical. The kids are going to want to be doing things at later hours sometimes, but I really would recommend a curfew of some sort. Just statistically speaking, the sooner your kids are in for the night, and if you know who the driver is and you know where they're going and what they're doing, and you're very sure that your kid is not drinking and drugging, it's going to greatly improve your chances of not having to suffer through a fatality in your family with your teenagers. Rules, I think, is a separate topic. I think I'm going to address that separately, but I just think I think that you are going to have a lot more influence over the whole situation as a whole if you open the door to your house. Give them the main living area. Let them, you've been able to see over my shoulder for quite some time the seating. I cannot sit down and stand up off that furniture, but it's okay because it serves the purpose that it's there for. So open your, that's a long story. I can't get up very easily off that furniture, so I don't generally sit there. I generally sit here where I'm sitting now, but um, I really feel that well, our carpet is really old, and so I'm not worried about the tracking in of the snow and stuff back and forth, and I really feel it's worth having an area that you, rather than having a fancy living room that nobody comes in and sits down in. I think it would be better to have a more durable living room and opening up your main living space to your kids' friends. And that might sound like something that is a sacrifice. That I personally don't think it's a sacrifice to do that, because then they're welcome as first class, bona fide, respectable citizens, important people in your home. And so that is my Molly Mormon Mama suggested, is that you open up the main living space of your home. And I'm going over my list here, and I just covered 3 topics in one in under 7 minutes. So I move on to the next topic at hand. You got through this many. Thanks.